Inspector Sheridan Hill of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, because I don't know, many people may or may not know that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service officers are now using badges. And Inspector Hill has on his, it's a silver badge. Good morning, Inspector.
Good morning, Rishi.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, and thank you for having the TTPS on your program again this morning.
Well, I think this is an important conversation to have at this point in time, because some people saying that they aren't aware that the police officers are using badges. How long now have you all had badges?
It's recently, just a couple of weeks now. In fact, there's an order by the Commissioner of Police that authorizes officers to wear the new badges that we've been issued with. It's part of the modernization process, transformation of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So this is now part of your official kit. It's the commissioner has the necessary approval. He has the authority, which is acted on, and he has the necessary approval to make the order to authorize the wearing of these badges. So this is now part of your police kit, official police uniform.
So as long as you're on duty, you have to have it on?
So you should have your badge on, but the badge, together with the police ID, is now official identification for police officers.
So police officers, you need to have both the badge and the ID as well?
Yes, it's the badge as well as your police ID.
So now people have to make sure when police officers showing you, they show you both. So
do you
flash
and
both?
the ID.
Okay. So when police officers approach you, they have to show you both?
Well, if you're in uniform, and you should also be wearing this when you're in uniform. If you're in uniform, and it's obvious, then you don't necessarily need to. But if a member of the public requests your ID, then even though you're in uniform, you should present your badge and your ID.
Right, and nothing has changed with the ID, but the badge is new. So let's talk about some of the features. What does the badge have on it?
So first, let me talk about the colors of the badge.
Right.
For first division officers, and in the police service, we have 10 ranks. Quickly, constable, corporal, sergeant, inspector. Those are the second division officers. First division officers are from assistant superintendent to the commissioner of police. So assistant superintendent, superintendent, senior superintendent, assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner, and commissioner. Those are the first division officers. They have a gold badge.
Right.
And the second division officers wear silver badges. So if I were to compare that to TTT, Lisa would be wearing the gold, and you'll be wearing a bronze. But we don't have So it's silver for the second division officers and gold for the first division officers. So quickly, the badges have your name.
So it's your first initial,
and if you have a middle initial, so mine would be SM Hill. It also has your regimental number. That's 12213. It has the logo,
right?
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and it has the name of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. At the back of the badge, you have an area that accommodates your ID, and the badge comes with a clip, so you can wear it on your belt or around your neck, as I'm wearing it now.
Yeah, and it looks good. It looks good. I see a lot of police officers actually using it now.
Well,
so that's good. Now, not all, just to clear some comments on social media here, not all officers are in uniform all the time.
That is correct.
So they
For
will have their
example,
badge
my
now.
department,
Right.
Yeah, we and there are a number of plainclothes departments in the police service. And I just want to, advise members of the public. Depending on the nature of the function of the officer, if you're working in a highly sensitive unit or you're conducting a confidential operation, you won't.
If you're undercover.
Exactly.
If you're undercover,
you would be wearing your police ID badge. But it is a requirement for identification purposes.
Right.
And even police officers in uniform should wear their badges. And that's the instructions from the Commissioner of Police.
Now, an important question, I think, is what safety mechanisms do these badges have so that people can't, look at one and then go and try to replicate it and go up to people and say, I'm in the police service. Yeah. So how do we verify this?
Yeah. So before we get to that, I want to caution members of the public, don't try to do that, because you'll be committing an offense and you will be prosecuted for doing that. So it's a pretty elaborate badge. There are a number of features of the badge that I think would make it difficult for someone to replicate. So you have all these perforations here, then you have the different colors.
I think we could probably raise it a little bit so that people would make sure and see exactly what we're talking about.
You have the colors. You have the name, the initial, the number, the logo, the police crest. Then you have the name of the institution here. And even if they do that, then you also need to have the ID as well.
Right. So if you feel that somebody looking a little bit sketchy, you say, okay, so I also want to see your ID.
See your ID, yes.
And police have to show it to you, as long as you request it.
They have to.
Because we've had complaints before that sometimes the officers don't want to.
I've heard of some of those complaints, and officers hiding their numbers and so on. That is not the correct thing. That is not the correct thing. You're supposed to, once you're acting as a police officer, and someone requests your ID, you are supposed to. You are duty bound to present your badge and your ID. So they should.
Right. So remember, some new IDs for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Now, anything else happening new? Because we recently got 200 motorbikes from the Chinese government. Now we have badges. Anything else happening that we should be aware of?
Well, we continue to work hard. We want to encourage members of the public to work with us. And as we on that, I just want to mention two things based on recent experiences. We want to remind people about complying with the law. And, some time ago, I spoke about obstructing a police officer in the lawful execution of his or her duty. And I want to give you an example. When a police officer or police officers, they visit your place and they identify themselves with their badges and their ID, and they present a document, which is a warrant, that is duly signed and so on, it is your duty to comply, to open up, because we have the authority to use force if necessary. And I want to say that you can't pick up, you can't stay inside your home and say, I'm calling my attorney, and delay the police officers. That would amount to an obstruction. I also want to say to people that when you come to the police and you make a report, especially against police officers, we expect you to follow through, give us a statement, and we expect you to come to court when it's time for you to come to court. We always hear people talk about police cover-up and the police not doing this and that. And then you come to the police, you make a complaint, especially if it's against a police officer, and at the material time you're not coming to court. And that this is a problem, not just in instances where the police officer is the person before the court, but in all the investigations that we do, there is a process. It's a very serious thing to come to the police, make a report, the police investigate, we put people before the court, and persons are not coming to court.
People need to show up and follow the process.
Yes, they need to do that.
I know we have to go to a break, Inspector Hill, but I have a quick question. So I went in to report missing, lost documents and so on. And I saw a sign in one of the police station that I went in that says that members of the public can make a report at any police station.
That is correct.
You should, but there was
something called an open door policy.
Yes, but there was a time that you would go and they would say, well, not the station, the incident happened here, so you have to go to that.
That's a no-no.
Okay, so you can
you can make a report at any police station. We would encourage
even if it's an accident. So if an accident happens in a particular jurisdiction, you can. Because some police stations are really close. So you have St. Clair, Woodbrook, and St. James, for example, being very close.
But we want to be reasonable as well, because you go to a police station to make a report. It's going to take some time. You have to get your name, you have to get your ID, particulars of the insurance, what direction you were traveling in, where did the accident occur, particulars of the other person. So let us use an example, say Port of Spain. You're involved in an accident, say in Independence Square. It's not life-threatening and so on. You won't drive to Sandy Grande to make that report. But let's be reasonable on the officers.
But this is a real example I'm giving here, because I remember in the past, I was told, okay, you need to go to this particular station. But when I saw that sign, I said, I'll ask you so that we can let the public know that you can actually make a report at any
And there are
police
also
station.
practical considerations because the matter has to be investigated by an officer from the station district where the incident or the accident occurred.
Okay, well, the good news is that you're here every week because we have to go.
I know there are so many things we have to talk about.
Yeah, so we're going to take in a few messages and come back with so much more here on the Now Morning Show. Stay with us.